Welcome back, future medicos. In this video, we are going to look at the eligibility certificate that is needed for applying to Tamil Nadu counseling. Now, who needs this certificate and how should you apply to this certificate? Come, let's see the details. In the last few days, I'm getting lots and lots of comments about this eligibility certificate. For example, here Sami has asked, is it compulsory for every CBSE student to have an eligibility certificate from MGR University for applying for MBBS counseling? Sambat has asked, in management quota, they are asking eligibility certificate from MGR University. I am from another state. Should I give that certificate? Sairam has asked how to take eligibility certificate from Dr. MGR University. And Sasikiran has asked, I belong to Andhra Pradesh and I have applied for CMC Vellore under sponsorship category. Should I apply for eligibility certificate from Tamil Nadu MGR Medical University while applying under Tamil Nadu management quota? So there are lots and lots of comments along the same line. Either it is on my YouTube comments or on Twitter or on my Telegram comments, everywhere I see that there are so many comments that are asking about eligibility certificate. I'm really surprised why people are asking this question while the prospectus is very, very clear that you need to submit this eligibility certificate if you are going to apply. Okay, anyway, that aside, let's try to address the doubts in the minds of the candidates now. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So who needs the eligibility certificate? Now, all of you are confused. I am from other state. I am from CBSE. I am from this. I am from that. I am from Singapore. I am from Canada. I am an NRI, right? So there is so much confusion around who needs the eligibility certificate. Now, let me make it clear. If you are interested to study in any medical college affiliated to the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, whether it is government medical colleges or private medical colleges, whether you go under government quota or you go under management quota, you go under NRI quota, you go under minority quota, doesn't really matter. As long as you are interested to study in any medical college affiliated to the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University and you have not studied in Tamil Nadu State Board. Okay. You have not studied in Tamil Nadu State Board, but you are interested to study in Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, then you must get the eligibility certificate. Even if there is a candidate who is in Tamil Nadu, if he has studied in a CBSE board, maybe from 1st standard to 12th standard, he was always in Tamil Nadu, but still he has to apply the eligibility certificate. This is not only for other state candidates. Even a candidate who has studied in Tamil Nadu, but not studied in state board, they all have to get this eligibility certificate. Now, who does not need the eligibility certificate? As I said, if you have passed the qualifying examination, that is the 12th board exam from the Tamil Nadu State Board of Higher Secondary Education, you do not need it. So if you are from the state board student, you don't need to worry about the eligibility certificate. If you are from CBSE, you need it. If you are from ICSE, you need it. If you have studied in some other board of examination, you need it. Of course, you also do not need it in case if you are applying to deemed university. We are only talking about the government colleges and private self-financing colleges coming under Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. What are the documents needed? You need the 12th mark sheet. You need transfer certificate or any proof for date of birth certificate, migration certificate, NEET scorecard, community certificate if it is applicable. If you are an open category candidate, if you are an unreserved candidate, then you do not need the community certificate. Equivalency certificate from Association of Indian Universities, New Delhi. This is applicable only for NRIs and foreigners in case you have studied in a board other than the Indian Board of Education. Maybe like if you have studied in CBSE, then you do not need an equivalency certificate. If you have studied in a foreign board of education, then you need an equivalency certificate from Association of Indian Universities, New Delhi. Passport. Again, passport is needed for NRIs, PIOs, OCIs, foreigners, all of them, the passport is needed. And for foreigners, a valid visa is needed. So these are the documents you might need at the time of submitting the online application for eligibility certificate. So get all these ready so that you can start uploading these documents while you are doing the online registration for eligibility certificate. Now, what is the fee structure for getting the eligibility certificate? If you are an Indian candidate, if you have studied in India, maybe from Tamil Nadu or maybe from Andhra Pradesh, maybe from Uttar Pradesh, maybe from New Delhi, doesn't matter. As long as you have studied in India, the eligibility certificate can be obtained at a charge of 1,400 rupees plus 18% GST. It will come to about 1,652 rupees. If you have studied overseas, if you are an NRI, but you have studied overseas, then you need to pay $1,000 plus 18% GST. So this comes to close to about 87,000, something like that. So work out exactly what is the cost on that particular day. It comes to $1,000 plus 18% GST. If you are a foreigner, it's even more expensive. You need to pay $5,000 plus 18% GST for getting the eligibility certificate. Now, these are the information you need to have. Now, let me take you to the website to show you how to fill this application form and how to get the eligibility certificate. Now, this is the website. I will give you the link to this website in the description below. You can straight away click and go to that particular website. So once you open this website, there will be a pop-up that is coming saying that instructions to the candidate. Now let's look at the instructions to the candidates. The first one, it says press Ctrl F5 before applying the easy application. This is mainly to clear the cache so that there is no old information is available. So that's fine. The documents or the files you are uploading should not exceed 5 MB. So make sure that all the document together should not exceed 5 MB. And then you can just see here the payment of the fees. As I told you, if you are an Indian candidate, you need to pay 1,652 rupees. And then there are some more information. Doesn't matter. Let me take you to the payment of the fees. So the first step you need to do is to make the payment of the fees. So you can see here there is a link, smarthubeducation.hdfcbank.com. So click this link. So this link will take you to the payment gateway so that you can make the payment for this particular application. So once you come here, you can see here a lot of items are there. Just scroll down. Don't look at any of these. Just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Come to the last item. There are 47 items. Now go to the right side. There is a plus symbol. So click the plus. Now the 48th row will appear with a tick mark in the checkbox. Next to that, type eligibility certificate. Okay, you need to type it, eligibility certificate. Then the number of copies, you just put one copy is enough because you are going to get only online copy. So I think one copy is enough. If you want, you can take printouts. Then here the fee structure, exactly what is the fee structure applying to you. Maybe you are an Indian candidate, maybe you are an NRI, maybe you are a foreigner. Accordingly, enter the fees here. I'm just assuming that you are an Indian candidate. So I'm going to put 1,652 rupees, which is including GST. So once you fill here, automatically this cell will be filled and the amount to be paid is 1,652 rupees. Now start filling the details, name of the candidate. So Mr. or Miss, whatever you can enter here. Say, let me say Mr. Money. Okay, mobile number, just enter whatever your mobile number. Okay, I'm just going to put something dummy here to show you. then email ID. Make sure that the email ID is correct, because this is to which you may be getting your information. In fact, there is another column to fill the email ID, but make sure that the email ID and mobile number are correct. Address for communication, enter your address. Okay, I'm just putting some dummy address here. Then PIN code, enter your PIN code. Registration number is not really necessary. Institution, name of the card holder. Okay, so whatever the name of the card holder, you can put the name of the card holder. That is the payment card holder, right? Then you click submit and proceed to payment gateway. So click here. Now it will bring you to here. Just it will show you the summary. Then click pay. Now it is taking you to the payment gateway. You can use credit card or debit card. You can use net banking, or you can use UPI. Okay, you can use any of these. There are a lot of options: Beam, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, right? So almost like most of the options are available. In fact, there is an option even to pay by EMI. If you are going by EMI with HDFC bank cards, there is a convenience fee of 199 rupees plus GST. So if you are a HDFC bank customer, then probably if you are interested, EMI. Okay, if you are not interested, just go with any other option, right? So I'm just going to click something dummy here, MasterCard. Okay, I'm just going to enter, you need to enter the details and pay. Okay, so I'm not going to make the payment. I'm not a candidate. So let me just cancel it. Okay, I'm just canceling it. So for you, you need to go through, and once you do it, you will get a successful message. For me, I'm getting a failed message. For you, you need to get a successful message, and then you will get a reference number. You can see here MG something, right? So copy this number and also take a screenshot of whatever the final stage coming, take a screenshot. The screenshot is important so that you can save it. You can save it as a PDF so that you can use it later, right? So later when we are filling the application, we need this reference number, right? So come back here. So we are here now. You can see here, this is what I have done completely. You can read it. You can see here, this is what I told you. After paying the required fees, the payments challan details should be entered into the payment details section while submitting. So make sure that you get that number. That number will start with the character MG. Okay, that's what I just now showed you. Now this step is completed. In case if you want to read the entire prospectus, entire information brochure, you can click here. At the bottom, there is a link. This provides you all the details about if you are a local candidate, what is the fee structure, if you are a foreigner, if you are an NRI, this detail is provided here. You can check that. Let me close this. Now if you come here, this is the application. So once you make the payment, come here and then course type. Let's select UG underground. So, sorry. Let's select UG, that is undergraduate. Select the year 2020-21 course. You can click here and then select whatever applicable, MBBS, BDS, whatever, right? I'm selecting MBBS. The term, since we are all applying for the first year, so just select first year. Then you need to enter the details, okay? Your applicant details, okay? Initial, father's name, gender, nationality, community, right? When you are selecting community, look at it here. OC, BC, MBC, OBC, SC, ST, BCM, SCA. So the first few list of items only applies to Tamil Nadu. Like for example, the OC, BC, MBC, these terms are used only in Tamil Nadu. If you are from other states, maybe you can look at whether you belong to general or unreserved category, or you belong to OBC, NCL, economically weaker section, right? So you can choose whatever relevance case is applicable to you, okay? So that's right. Then date of birth, age I think will calculate automatically if you select your date of birth. So you can click here and then you can go here and then let's say, for example, 2002, February 1st. Okay, you can see here the age is automatically calculated. So in case if you or not 17 and higher. Say for example, if I enter 2006 February 1st, so the system will say you are not eligible. So you need to be eligible. The minimum age criteria is 17 years. So you have to be eligible. So if you are not eligible, the system will say you are not eligible and you will be rejected. So select the right age and then submit it. Okay. So now I am eligible. So it says the age is 18. It is eligible. Mobile number, alternative mobile number if you want, you can give it. Email ID. This is the email ID. Very important. Give it. Aadhaar number. Examination passed detail. So exam passed. What is the exam you have passed? Right. You can click here and then, okay, right. This is the list. So you can see here, whichever the board you have cleared, you can look here. For example, if you are from CBSE, this shows All India Senior Secondary Senior School Certificate Examination. Or you can search for maybe like Andhra, right? If I select Andhra, you can see here Board of Intermediate Education, Andhra Pradesh. So you can select that. That is the exam. The board again, the board and the exam also may be the same. For example, here, Andhra Pradesh, okay, whatever the board, you can select it here, right? Say, for example, I'm just selecting, okay, this. The year, when you have passed, month and year of passing, institution name, that is your school name, place, vocational stream, generally it will be no. Roll number type, what is the roll number type, right? You want to put roll number, you want to put register number, whatever you want, you just select here. Say for example, you go here, you can look for say roll number and then enter the roll number here. State, district, so all these you can enter. HSC mark details, so each subject you need to enter the mark. Say for example, English, let's say I have scored 90 out of 100, then you click add, right? So one data is added. Now you can come again, you can add physics. Let's say physics I have scored 95 out of 100, then I can add. In case if it is not for 100, then you can change it, right? In case if it is for 200, some candidates might have written for 200, so you can put accordingly whatever the score. Say for example, this is my chemistry 189 out of 200, you can put it. So look at what exactly is your score and what exactly is your maximum marks, enter, and for each subject keep adding one data at a time. So English, physics, chemistry, biology. In case if you are not done biology, some people might have done botany and zoology. If that is applicable, do it. If you are only English, physics, chemistry, biology, then just add those three subjects, right? So if only these three, then you can add the three subjects for you, right? So maybe I will just put it as 100. So whatever relevant to you, you can add it. Now as I come down, NEET mark details, enter the NEET roll number, NEET category. This is important. Select exactly what is your category. For example, if I put general unreserved category, then total marks is 720. What is my obtained mark? Let's say, for example, I put 100. And if I click outside, now you can see that you are not eligible. Why? The eligible mark is 147. So if I am scoring lesser and if I try to submit it, the system will say, sorry, you are not eligible. So this mark should be the correct mark. Enter the correct mark. Then it will check, okay, 500. The minimum mark is 147. So, and it shows that you are NEET qualified. It shows already yes. So these two fields you don't need to fill in. And then the NEET percentile, you can look at your scorecard and fill it. Passport and visa details, mainly needed only for foreigners and NRIs, PIOs, OCIs, those people. Migration certificate details, enter the migration certificate number, the school or the migration certificate date. Council registration details, I don't think this is needed for you. Experience certificate, not needed. EC delivery details, this is important. Mode of delivery, how do you want to collect the certificate? Do you want to collect in person? do you want to collect by online? Better put it online, right? And then you can fill your email ID here. Okay, I'm not sure, they just put address. Anyway, email ID is there already on the top, so maybe it may not be necessary, but just to confirm, you can put a email ID here. If you want, you can put your address also, right? Just enter your address, and then maybe you can also right, I'm not sure, just try that. Okay, or if you want to just enter your email, then enter your email ID here, right? Then coming down, certificates upload. So this is important. You need to download the declaration document. There is a declaration document. You need to download and fill it. And you also need to, okay, this is something you need to download. So let it download. At the same time, I show you something else. Okay. You can select here, whatever, for example, I need to upload the community certificate. I click this. For open category candidates, for unreserved candidates, this is not needed. Others need to upload here. Okay. Then you click browse. Then it will show the list of files in your computer. Then you can select the correct file and then you can upload it. And then once you do it, then you can move to the next one, declaration. And then once again, browse. For example, the declaration, this is the declaration. This is nothing. This is just say that I hereby declare that all the documents submitted through online is true and correct. Okay, it's a standard declaration. So you can print it out, sign it, put the place and date, and scan back to the system. Now coming back here, so you need to upload community certificate if applicable, declaration, migration certificate plus 2 mark statement, proof of date of birth or transfer certificate, needs scorecard, fees challan details. Okay, so those things you need to upload. So if you have taken the, yep, I think, I don't think if you have done online payment, you don't need the fees challan details. That's mainly those people who want to pay, go to the center and pay the bank counter, they may need to upload the fees challan details. If you have done the online payment, you do not need it. For you, you need to fill the details here, right? What is the basic fee? For example, 1,400 rupees. Okay, I don't know. Okay. So there, these are the details. Okay, I think once you make the payment, I think these fields will automatically be filled from the system, I think. Right now, because I have not made the payment, it has not filled. Challan or UTR number. This is the number I said you need to fill. The number, UTR number you need to fill. The challan date, say for example, if I have done it today, then probably I need to fill it. Basic fee, GST, additional amount, bank, and then you just click add. Okay, please fill in the details. I need to fill the details. So let's say I have paid it on 5th. Let's say the basic fee is 1,400. GST is 252. It's automatically calculated. Now, if I say add, it will add the details. Okay. Don't fill any details at the next row. It will give you a trouble. And then you click the submit. Now I cannot submit because I have not filled a lot of details. It will ask me to fill the details. For you, you can just submit and try to download or take a copy of these for your reference. So that later on, if there is any delay from the university, at least you can call them or you can go there directly and then give them pressure to give you the certificate. So these are the information I wanted to share. This is not something very difficult. Only thing you need to go step by step. Probably it might take about 30 minutes for you to finish this if you have all the documents ready. So don't waste any more time. If you have not applied to the university for the eligibility certificate, you must do it now because it takes at least about 3 to 4 working days. So we don't have a lot of time left. So it's very, very important. Today you do it. Today is 6th November. I want you to do it today. Okay. If you still have any doubts, please feel free to leave your questions in the comments. Let me see whether I can answer them. Right. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in some other video soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.